Good afternoon. My apologies as I'm a bit under the weather, and I know as we progress and expand and grow our companies, we have more to talk about. So I'll try to get right into things, speed things up, might rapid fire through a few sections as well. But anyways, to get into my 2 minute pitch. Eco Sports Adventure is a tangible product offering eco-friendly sports experiences, setting it apart from simply an idea by delivering real sustainable value. People buy it because it aligns with their environmental values and desire for authentic, responsible outdoor activities. The competition, mainly traditional tour companies, often lack true sustainability or personalization, creating a gap that we at EcoSports Adventure could fill. Target market typically include eco-conscious consumers near natural areas such as mountains, waterways, hiking trails, nature preserves, and whatnot. Some key features might include these certified eco packages we've discussed, easy booking, educational support. Idea was inspired by growing demand for sustainable recreation with assumptions about consumer willingness to prioritize their eco values. Emerging technologies and environmental awareness make this a timely and unique opportunity in today's world. So every experience is light and touch approach, emphasizing renewable resources, local partnership, responsible environmental management of a wide. We are experts in a wide range of eco-friendly activities, such as guided walking, pure paths, conservation focus with a leave no trace mentality, properly preserve our nature, kayaking in pure waterways, biodegradable gear, local wildlife education through sustainably maintained waterways and equipment, and also ecologically friendly sporting retreats for those who might want to reconnect to nature in a permanent and more lasting setting. I believe the outdoors doesn't have to come at a cost to the earth. Our adventures combine adrenaline, activism, a way of life where exploration and conservation might go hand in hand. So whether you're summiting a peak, paddling a river, bonding with your team in nature, Eco Sports Adventure makes memories that last with a purpose. So join the movement, explore responsibly, and adventure consciously. All right. And to get into a few of, the various topics, like I said, as this business grows and expands, becomes more and more to talk about, and I try to fit it all in the best I can. Might skip over a few things, might rapid fire through a few things as well. As far as the resources, though, that we might need, starting the Eco Sports Venture takes a mix of operational, marketing, financial, and regulatory planning. So following that, I have like an overview of our resources, personnel, hardware, software needs, IP, capital, and financial flow. So as far as human resources go, founders and a core team, 2 to 3 individuals maybe, and venture coordinator, operations manager, and marketing and sales. Similar to what I work in athletic departments now with their type of positions. The guides and instructors would be maybe 3 to 10 people, depending on the season and activity. Kayaking, hiking, climbing, they might have specialties. Administrative support, 1 to 2 for the bookkeeping, customer service, scheduling, and other HR type of needs. And then freelancers, which might be outsourced depending on the individuals, but that could entail photographers, videographers, web designers, social media managers, and whatnot. As far as physical resources, eco-friendly equipment would be one of the big ones. Kayaks, mountain bikes, climbing equipment, paddle boards, safety gear, transportation, base and camp facility stuff like office space, gear storage room, and this would ideally be located near some adventure sites, so hopefully the transportation and lugging equipment wouldn't be nearly as taxing. As far as licenses and permits, need a local business license, park access, or wilderness permits, depending upon what route we go and where we're located. Liability insurance, and then certified guides, wilderness first aid, lifeguarding, and things like that would have to be properly be taken care of. As far as hardware and software you might need, hardware, computers, laptops, office stuff, mobile point-of-sale devices or tablets, drones, GoPros would be great for content marketing. Communication radios for the field staff, something we utilize in athletics currently. Software, booking system, Peak, Fair Harbor, Checkfront, something like that. CRM based like HubSpot, Zoho, other customer tracking, email marketing type of things, accounting, inventory management, website, CMS, Squarespace, WordPress, those type of tools, as well as Later, Buffer, Canva, social media people that could enhance our experience using those, like Canva and things on social media would be a great deal. Team collaboration through Slack, Google Workspace, every company is different. We would probably choose one and stick with it. Intellectual property, IP considerations, branding, registering the trademark itself, content licensing if we were using a music video, third-party images for our marketing needs, we would just want to ensure the proper licenses there. Waivers and contracts using legally reviewed liability waivers may involve some different templates or licensed, custom created depending upon the situation. As far as how much money to raise, when, and and what for. So it would vary by size and locality, honestly. Initial capital estimate, maybe with equipment purchase, would be 25 to 100,000. Website and marketing, 5,000 to 15. Insurance permits, roughly 5 to 10. Staffing training for the first several months, probably 15 to 30K. Base location rental renovation and things like that, 10 to 50. And working capital, probably 3 to 6 months, up to 75,000. So in total, depending on the size we shoot for initially and location and funding and whatnot, looking at roughly between 85 to even 280,000 for a small to mid-sized operation. As far as the funding timeline, though, for the pre-launch, 6 to 12 months before the launch, organizing seed capital, small business loan for equipment, staffing, marketing. Post-launch, over the next 6 to 12 months, would be obtain growth funding for expansion, branding, additional equipment, new markets, and things like that. Some of the sources might be personal savings, unfortunately, and then angel investors, small business loans, crowdfunding, government ecotourism grants, and yeah. So as far as the cash flows, and determining really if we could survive day to day, depending on that. Adventure travel firms are often seasonal, so off-season cash funds are necessary. It would help manage inventory, personnel, marketing, and would need to spend everything very responsibly. So the revenue, let me just see. I still have a lot to cover, so I wanted to maybe skip around if needed. But yeah, really with the strategy and the expensive early ons, permit, storage, maintenance on vehicles are obviously periodic. Seasonal staff can be paid bi-weekly. Some strategy might be to offer early bird specials for members or subscriber fees early on, get that ongoing cash flow throughout those seasonal seasons where things are somewhat dead. So really budgeting and planning the off-season burn rate would have to be taken into careful consideration. So as far as like when we were getting paid versus other stakeholders and things like that, the customers obviously prepaid / deposit, staffs and guides probably bi-weekly or per session. Vendors, net 30 up front. Government and permits would have to be, depending on the government and permits, annual or per season, and then the owner would obviously be the last to be paid in this situation. But to set up a successful EcoSports Adventure, just to kind of wrap a lot of that up, we need safety certified trained staff, high quality eco-friendly equipment, a solid online booking and marketing system, some legal shields and proper licensure, sufficient upfront capital. I'm looking roughly, I would say at least 100,000, and a clear vision of our cash flows and seasonality. As far as to jump into, what am I at, 9 minutes here? Real quick. As far as to jump into expense model, some key financial metrics for the cost. Fixed costs would be insurance, permits, licenses, salaries for essential things, marketing and advertising, ongoing brand promotions, website hosting and booking software, and rent if it is applied to the Basecamp office site. Variable costs might include the wages of tour guides and seasonal employees, maintenance and replacement of equipment, fuel and transportation, tour supplies and food, booking agents or third-party sales commissions, guest accommodation fees if those are packaged together. The one-time startup cost would be the buying the equipment, development of an app or website, designing and branding the work, and then the initial training and certifications. Most critical metrics to monitor would be customer acquisition cost, gross margin per trip, occupancy, utilization per tour, lifetime value of a customer, and the cost per guide or per tour / hour. And then, let me just jump into the best location, and then I'll go to some of the changes in the business model, possibly. So, for the best location selection, I know I've discussed this before, possibly somewhere based in Colorado. Most desirable location would kind of depend on the target market and desired experiences. Typically, areas rich in nature with tourist infrastructure, such as like national parks, beach towns, mountains, ecotourism locations that come to mind would probably be Costa Rica, Colorado, British Columbia, New Zealand, looking all over. Proximity to cities as well would be something to consider as far as it being more of a weekend getaway adventure for travelers, and hit some of the city folk as well as the people that are traveling across the country or internationally. So some top considerations would be year-round access and weather, obviously, high demand for tourism, good local rules, access to skilled labor, such as guides, hospitality, and access to sustainable resources would be a major one for our company. So some key drivers to achieve break-even quicker would be optimized price, increase repeat bookings, reduce equipment downtime, and upsell. And then let's skip a few things, but as far as the changes in the business model, and after operating for a while and some early feedback from customers, and some things might be needed to take into consideration. Value proposition, possibly more focus on wellness and mindful retreats due to some customer feedback. Customers and users skew towards the young independent travelers or corporate team building retreats, and maybe establishing more of a target for that. As far as the channels, becoming increasingly reliant on Instagram, influencers, partnerships, and things along those lines, online travel agent sites. Then creating demand, maybe experiential marketing, local pop-up festivals, working tables at different events, farmers markets, would probably prove successful, especially that face-to-face interaction. Revenue model, possibly, like we said, introducing monthly memberships or tiered pricing to provide more choices. And then with the partners, collaborations with eco lodges, local suppliers of food, transport operators would have an improved return on investment as well. Once again, sorry, tried to fit as much as I could in this short video, but thank you again. And as we move into the final week, I'll take everything into consideration in your comments. Thank you.